worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
New Jersey might be small, but there's a lot of wow packed into this little state. Cork-popping wows, time-to-dine wows, Pine Barren wows. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Thank God I'm a girl.
Sixers.
Bang! It's good. Ball game.
And Flyers.
Just in front of the net.
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein. In my locker room, a youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds here with me on a sunny Sunday, and we're in November. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving, and good morning to you, Andrew Leeds.
Good morning, Billy Schwein. Every time you say, I realize Thanksgiving is that close, it shocks me. I can't believe we're this deep into November already.
Yeah, Danny Ryan, how you doing, buddy?
Top of the morning, Billy. Doing good. How are you doing?
Well, I got to tell you, man, I went over to my buddy Louie's last night. We were throwing back a couple whiskey and waters, probably a couple more than I wanted to.
A little bit more whiskey than water.
A little foggy, but because yesterday I was getting So my family's big in the West. My brother-in-law graduated West Point class of 71. My nephew graduated West Point class of 2000. My sister, they're big into Army football, and I love it. It's great tradition.
Yeah.
They got great school spirit and everything, and I bought into the hype. So we went over to Louis last night. I was watching the Army Notre Dame game. I put some money on it, and Army got waxed.
Dog.
Yeah, it wasn't very close.
No, and I even teased it up. I got Army plus 21, and I teased it with the under. It was 52. So I got, you know what I mean? I moved my number 7 points, and I still lost, Danny.
Yeah,
Notre Dame almost got that over themselves single-handedly.
Yeah. So I bought into the hype, Andrew Leeds. I listened to my sister, my nephew. I got conned.
I mean, I think almost everybody bought into the hype. I mean, because they were, it's the first time Army's been ranked in what 20, however many years it's been. And I mean, I think
first time they were undefeated this late in the season, playing against the big team like Notre Dame.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of people probably thought okay, Notre Dame's probably going to win, but it's going to be a dogfight at the very least. I think people were expecting a good back and forth game. I mean, Army, they've been playing good all year, and they're just not on the level.
When
of
you
Notre
can
Dame.
see the different the level of athleticism on Notre Dame compared to Army.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about one of the premier college football programs in the entire nation versus Army, who's they're never they always have a solid team, but they've never been they're not ranked usually.
I bought into the hype, Danny.
You did. You quite literally bought in and put money on the table.
Did.
Since 1996, they've only been ranked 3 times.
Right.
2018, 2020, now this year in 2024.
Bought into the hype.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. We had a good time. Then we watched the UCLA USC game. That was fun. I went to that game years ago, and I said it to Mark Grimes was in here yesterday with us, and of course Nicky Earnshaw. And I told him the story where I flew out to LA to go to the USC UCLA game, and the pageantry of that game was unbelievable. So I get into that game. It's always right before Thanksgiving, And with only a couple more weeks left of college football there, Danny Ryan.
Yeah, it's coming down to an end pretty soon here, and NFL playoffs are going to start to heat up in the next few weeks. Playoff positioning is going to be shaped.
Yeah.
Big game tonight for the Eagles. I know we'll get into it later, but yeah, it's that time of year, Billy.
Yeah, that time of year, and you didn't realize Thanksgiving's right around the corner, right?
It just every time it like gets to me. Like I was talking to my sister the other day on the phone, and like early in the call, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be home for Thanksgiving."
Yeah.
She lives in New York. I'm like, "Okay,
Right.
cool." Then at the end of the call, she's like, "Oh yeah,
Yep.
I'll see you next week." And I was like, "Oh, you're coming home next week?"
Literally
She was
Thursday.
like, "Yeah, Thanksgiving," and I was
Crazy.
like, "Oh wow." Yeah.
Do you guys, if you could, like if you didn't have to spend time with family on Thanksgiving, you just oversee it as a holiday completely, would you skip over Thanksgiving and go right to Christmas?
No.
Neither would I.
love Thanksgiving.
No, yeah, I
People
love.
think Thanksgiving's overrated. They'd rather just skip it
No.
and go right to Christmas on November 1st. They have their Christmas tree up, all their decorations.
I know there's a lot of I've seen Christmas trees set up in people's houses as you ride by.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't have
I
any of my
disagree
stuff
with
up.
that.
Yeah,
I love Thanksgiving. I mean, just throwing on football all day, like
So obviously,
watching the parade.
My daughter is 9. She Christmas is a big deal to her. So after Thanksgiving I'll start decorating.
Yeah.
But not,
Yeah.
yeah.
We haven't decorated yet either. I think we're going to wait until like the beginning of December and then
Okay.
throw it all. Because it stays up till what,
I take all my stuff down the day after
Really?
New Year's.
Wow.
I think we keep it up probably like a little bit into
Really?
January. Yeah.
Nah, take
I
it
mean,
right-
yeah, for me and my family, I think it's more not like because we want to keep them up, but not necessarily like laziness, but
Right.
also just like, it looks nice. It's
Yeah,
still
look,
winter.
Yeah.
It's still winter. A lot of the decorations are just like snowmen
I
and
take mine
snowflakes.
down on January 2nd, 3rd, something like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Speaking
that's-
of Thanksgiving, by the way, real quick, the NFL Thanksgiving slate, there is one black hole where I'm just going to be getting into a food coma and falling asleep for about 3
Yeah,
hours.
because who cares
Yeah.
about the Giants?
And that's the
the
Giants and Cowboys
I mean,
game.
You'll have in
4:30.
the background.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
That Tredefer. What's in the?
Turducken?
No, the ingredient that makes people sleep in turkey.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, what is? I'll look it up.
I mean, I'm going to be eating early too, so I'm going to get
It makes people sleep.
right into a food
What
coma
is
at
it?
4:30.
Andrew's looking it up. I forget.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've never heard of it.
Anyway,
Tryptophan.
Tryptophan. That's it. Yeah, that's it, Andrew. Tryptophan.
Yes, found in
Ama-
Turkey, is unlikely to be the sole cause of post-Thanksgiving sleepiness, but it definitely
Yeah, it
contributes
contributes
to it.
to it. And then you're so full, you know, you can't even move. But tonight, the 76ers are playing the Los Angeles Clippers. And I'm taking the doopy-doo, Eliza Grace, to the Sixers game tonight, courtesy of Dominic Mariani, Dr. Dom. Pennsauken Spine and Rehab putting us three rows behind the visitors' bench, the Clippers' bench.
Unfortunately, Paul George and Joel Embiid will not be showing up for AG, but she gets to watch the franchise and the rookie in Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey. So she should have a good time. I think they could beat them. I mean, the Clippers are without Norman Powell tonight. Obviously, no Kawhi, no PJ Tucker. So I think they have a decent chance.
How disappointed are you, Andrew, with what's going on with their 76ers? They're 3-12,
Oh, God.
but there is a bright spot. This Jared McCann. I mean, he's you know what he's done? McCann has drained 38 threes in 15 games, passing Allen Iverson for most made threes by a 76er rookie in their first 15 outings.
Yeah, and that's impressive because you got to think like he wasn't even getting that much playing time when he started. So those numbers, while they, like I know when you first told us before the show started,
Right.
Danny said he thought it was going to be even higher, and it's like because his first 5 or 6 games he was only getting like 10, 15 minutes a night, and now he's getting those 20, 30 minutes to really shine, and he's been lighting it up from 3.
He's averaging 23.7 points a game.
It really is unbelievable. If you watch his game, not even just the highlights, but just sit down. And I know you might not like the Sixers right now, but just sit down and examine Jared McCain's game. It's not like he's just hitting wide open threes or guys are finding him in the right
He's playing
spots.
like a tested veteran. He looks like he's been in the league. He doesn't look like a rookie.
He's playing at the NBA speed extremely well. He's creating shots by himself. He's moving off the ball and getting open when he has to. I mean, this guy has looked like a polished vet already in his rookie season. His last 7 games, Bill, I'm just going to run down, not through the other stats, but just the points.
Right.
27 points, 23 points, 34 points, 29 points, 20, and then his last game, 30, where the Sixers won. Where did this come from? I knew he was going to be half decent, but even Tyrese Maxey his first year was not putting up numbers like this.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. Like he already looks like a veteran. Like the level of confidence he has in his play. I mean, he looks like people say like, oh, where how did nobody see this coming? Like if you watch his college highlights and his college game, he was a good player. I think he looks better since jumping into the NBA.
He only played 1 or 2 years, right?
Yeah, 1 or
I think he
2 for
played
sure.
one.
Probably one
Just
and done. Honestly.
One and done. Was he a one and done?
Take a look at it real quick.
Yeah, but he looks like better than he looked in college. Like, it's insane. Like, just the level of, and everybody you see who like knows him and has like gotten to know him from, covering the team, they say like the way he carries himself, like he knows how good he is. He knows his confidence in his game, which a lot of rookies making that jump, that's like the main thing, the main mental hurdle you got to make.
I mean, you might think I'm joking too, but with when you make those TikToks, when you paint your nails and you're happy about it, you're proud about it, it's like, and I don't blame him.
He's painting his nails?
Yeah, he paints his nails. He loves it.
I know he's a TikToker.
And I love him for it because he's got the confidence. He doesn't care what anybody has to say about him, and that confidence translates onto the basketball court, Billy. Silly, if you think it's silly or not.
He paints his nails?
He does.
What's
he
does. Metrosexual?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know if that's
isn't that you don't know what that is?
I've heard of that. I think that's an outdated term, but nothing.
I'm sure it is for you two guys. The locker room youth movement.
I have no clue. And I don't care because he's balling out there and his confidence is showing on the court.
I did not know he paints his nails. Not that changed anything for me.
Yeah.
But
I
my
hear what
point
you're
is,
saying, though.
he has the confidence to post TikToks, do TikTok dances to these songs.
He can sing pretty well. He can sing pretty well.
To paint his nails. He doesn't care what anybody has to say, and it translates onto the court.
He's living out the dream of Troy Bolton from High School Musical, of just being the number one, like, what's it called, play performer and the number one basketball player. It's insane.
So we'll get into our Sixers talk. Of course, the Eagles tonight, Sunday Night Football against the Los Angeles Rams. They're going to see the best wide receiver duo all year.
Yeah.
With Nakua and Cup.
Yeah, I mean.
Nakua and Cup.
Quignon Mobay, and Cooper DeJean are going to have their hands full.
And at the bottom of the top of the second hour, we'll talk with Scott. We'll get the keys to the game with Fox 29 News sports anchor Scott Grayson, brought to you by Blitz's Market. And then, of course, at the bottom of the second hour, our fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant. Yesterday, Grimesy, Nicky, and I went to Charlie's after the show. We had the chicken wings going. We had football on all the TVs. And we were watching the Ohio State.
Did you get any crab fries?
No.
You're not a crab fries guy?
We went to Charlie's. Did you get
Oh, Charlie's. I was thinking Chickies and Pete's.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
Did I say that?
No, I think you said Charlie's. Yeah. I mixed up in my head.
Well, because I always say things that sometimes I don't realize what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that was on me.
Yeah, no. So we had the they got great wings there.
Yep.
But it was great. Great atmosphere. Watching college football was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
This time of year is really fun, Billy.
Yeah, I love it. And then we'll get into a little Flyers talk. They won last night. Yesterday, they beat the Blackhawks 3-2.
Yeah, another overtime goal for Mishkov to put the game away. I think that's his third already in like the first 20 games or so.
Well, he has third game winner.
Third overtime game winner, yeah.
He's an absolute stud. I mean, that benching, we talked about it last week, Billy. It seems to have paid dividends for not only Mishkov, but the Flyers in general. They're playing better. And, I bashed Tortorella on these airwaves for it, but he seems to have found a way to make it work, so I have to credit him, give him credit where credit's due. By the way, McCain was one and done at Duke, so just one season.
One and done,
there.
One and done.
Yeah, and also, too, something to think about for the Eagles game tonight before we go to break. The Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year award could literally be decided tonight. Jared Verse is really, I believe he's leading the odds right now, right above Quinyon Mitchell, but those two are neck and neck. It's a two-man race for Defensive Rookie of the Year.
What about Cooper DeJean?
Nah, he's playing good, but not to the level of Quinyon Mitchell or Jared Verse.
Okay.
But the problem is, too, he's a slot corner.
Right.
He's not going to get
Tonight's is the big game for these guys.
Yeah, so, whoever shows out, call me crazy, but I think Quinyon's going to have to pick a ball off to try, solidify and you steal that award.
Quinyon's probably going to be going up against Cup and Nakua, and then Jared Verse is going to have to, get pass rush on this offensive line who's been great all season.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 hours to get it all in. Let's get it going. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shore to center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. We love John McCann. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Whether commercial or residential properties for estate, tax, financial planning, or divorce, financing, and more, Call the professionals at John A. McCann and Associates. They are licensed and ready to assist you right now. Give them a call, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Today on Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL, NFC East foes collide from our nation's capital as the Dallas Cowboys hit the road to take on the Washington Commanders. Hi, this is Jeff Biggs. Join Kevin Ray, Steve Berline, and myself for all the action with the Cowboys at Washington. It's the Cowboys and the Commanders in Week 12. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
It's NFL Sunday on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 12:30.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Servicing Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
It's a new era of orange in Philadelphia, and you don't want to miss the Philadelphia Flyers. Hit the ice at Wells Fargo Center this season. Be here when the Flyers take on the Las Vegas Golden Knights on November 25th for the Hockey Fights Cancer game presented by Toyota. All fans in attendance will receive a rally towel. Get your tickets now, only at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
a lot of company,
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you've
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card, good for use, at Bruno's Italian Market in Ventnor City for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds here. Getting you ready for Eagles football. I'm going to the Sixers game tonight. How about that? They're playing the L.A. Clippers.
Early tip.
L.A. Clippers and the L.A. Rams.
Yeah.
It's Philly against L.A. today.
That it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a fun time when we get
cool.
to play L.A. I mean, I love beating L.A., whether it's the Dodgers or,
Have you ever been to Los Angeles?
No, I've never actually been to Los
Danny?
Angeles.
I've never been in California, no.
Farthest west I've been is Arizona.
Is that right? Hey, how about last night? My brother Bobby, he went to the BYU Arizona State game.
Really?
Yeah, and his sons and his wife Nikki went to the Texas A&M Auburn game. They flew down there.
Very
and
nice.
Went to the Auburn. So they, the Schweims had some
A lot of college football going on
college
yesterday for the
football going
Schweiners.
yesterday. I'm taking AG to the Sixers game tonight, like I said, courtesy of Dr. Dominic Mariani. And no Embiid, no Paul George, but we're going to get to see the rookie and Maxey. But let me ask you this question. We touched on it a little bit before the show. There's people saying, I knew we should never sign Joel Embiid to a max contract, and why'd you bring Paul George? Everybody, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
But what was Daryl Morey's options, right?
No,
exactly.
I agree. I mean, listen, who were you going to get in the offseason? DeMar DeRozan, were you going to try and force a trade for an aging Jimmy Butler who has not played much this season at all? Don't get me wrong, it's still good, but, it's whenever he's on the floor. And that's the same thing, same goes for Paul George. So I don't know what you expected him to do. I think he made the best out of this offseason. He signed a lot of good players. Caleb Martin, Eric Gordon, obviously Paul George, Andre Drummond. Some of the signings haven't paid off because the team's underperforming.
Right.
I mean, it's a circus right now. They don't know how to play on offense together. They're turning the ball over at will. Jared McCain's been the one bright spot, and you have to credit Morey for that. He drafted him.
I think he didn't even realize what he had there.
Right. I mean, he thought he had a good player, I'm sure, but at the same time, I don't think he thought he had this because he was being floated around as trade bait after we drafted him and then even coming into the season. So, I listen, the team in general is being coached, I'll be honest, poorly. I'm disappointed in Nick Nurse, but I also think
I don't know if it's all his fault.
it's not all of his fault, but I think it's part of it, it's just the circus that's going on right now. You have a cancer in the locker room in Joel Embiid who's making things much worse.
Question. Let me ask Andrew this. So from what you read and what you've seen on television with respect to Joel Embiid, he's actually saying it was a team meeting or I thought it was a players-only meeting, but I was told that there were some coaches in there. But Joel Embiid came out and he said, whoever leaked it's a piece of you-know-what. So that's not good.
It's not. I mean, I get where he's coming from. Obviously, the comments that came out were specifically comments that were made targeted at him. And his, he said it was blown out of proportion. It was like a 30-second conversation about, him being late. And, and
He's
I do
so
think
full of it, by the way. 30-second conversation. He was late once or twice.
Yeah,
that's such BS.
Well, he's not accepting responsibility for anything. He's pushing all I do remember the with the thing with Marcus Hayes?
Yeah, of course. And then he also said
I've done everything for this city.
And then he said in the same, breath as the quotes that Andrew just said, essentially that, I'm just going to take the blame because everything's always my fault. I'm Joel Embiid. Everything's always my fault. Woe is me. Right. Like, dude, you know how many times you have to be late for your 24-year-old running mate to call you out as the franchise guy for being late?
Also,
you weren't late once or twice, buddy. Like, stop lying to us.
There's also the thing, I think Embiid, with that conversation, Maxey and Embiid clearly have a lot of love. Like, they love playing with each other. They have a great relationship.
Would you say?
It's either I don't know if I would say it strained it because it seemed like he was more mad at whoever leaked it. I mean, obviously, if it came out that Maxey was the one who leaked this, which I don't think is the case. Maybe Maxey's agent leaked it. I wouldn't be shocked about that.
Nurse and Maxey
Rich
have the
Paul.
same agency in Clutch Sports. I know that Nurse's agent isn't directly, Rich Paul because he obviously handles players, but it's a weird situation too. I mean, at the same point or at the same time, Joel Embiid said whoever leaked it is a piece of bleep, probably having a pretty good idea of who leaked it. So at that point, I think he does. How could you not? I mean,
he's that close to the situation.
He's talking to teammates. He's around the situation. Obviously, it's all centers around him. I feel like he has to have a pretty good idea of who said it. So at that point, he's firing shots.
Let's face it. Nick Nurse in his after game press conferences or whenever he's in front of the mics, he looks like he's very frustrated. Almost his face is red in a way. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be shocked if it came out that Nick Nurse, or again, somebody close to Nick Nurse, is the one who tipped off this information. Because like you're saying, you can see the frustration building with his stars. I mean, I'm sure, and if Embiid's showing up late,
Nurse himself that let it go.
It could have been. I mean, I think the thing with Embiid, I don't think him and Max's relationship is strained. I think their love, they have a bond, they get along great. I mean, you saw in the offseason, the videos when they were doing that thing for Maxey for his extension. I mean, how much they care about each other. I think Embiid knew when Maxey was telling him that it was from a place of love and okay, he needs to be better. But he is obviously, whoever leaked this information, if he knows, that relationship might be strained beyond repair.
If it was Nick Nurse, he's gone.
Billy, would I be crazy to say I kind of respect Nick Nurse for leaking it if him and his agency leaked it? Because think about it. Someone needs to hold this friggin' guy accountable.
Right.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
I mean, you're 30 years old showing up late to shoot around. You're showing up to the game, what? They said 80 minutes before tip-off? That's unacceptable. You're the franchise guy. You're making the max contract.
Let me ask you a question. In the Inquirer today, Keith Pompey, the question right here, big headline. Was Embiid's max salary extension wise?
I mean, they really had no choice, if we're being honest.
I mean,
They had
yeah.
to do it. It was one of those situations where the situation forced their hand, and, you sign Paul George, you go all in, and you hope that you can try and at least make an Eastern Conference Finals, obviously get a championship, but you weren't going to trade him. You were never going to get true value.
No.
I mean, you could have kept him on his deal, but then he's disgruntled, and he probably wants a new deal or he wants out. That's how stars are nowadays.
So what do you think, guys? Do you think this is the beginning of the end? Or do they just bide their time, wait till after Christmas, make sure everybody's healthy, keep George and beat out? That's what and then, because what I tell you guys last week, at the end of the day, we get to March and April, and they're like
Above 500.
Above 500, they're going to get into the playoffs. This will all be forgotten.
Yeah, but it doesn't work like that. Like, yes, they'll get into the playoffs, but they're not going to look good. I mean, this trio has to get time under their belt together and to get some sort of chemistry.
What do they average? 55 games a year, Paul George and
about that. I mean, Paul George had a good year last year in a contract season.
Yeah, it was a contract year.
He played, I believe, just upwards of 70 games, maybe 72, but it just doesn't work like that. Like, you saw the Brooklyn Nets big three with Harden, Kyrie, and Durant. They didn't play a lot of games together, and therefore they could never really get into a rhythm or have consistency. Look at where Paul George just came from in L.A.
Yeah.
Him and Kawhi didn't play a whole bunch together, and therefore they didn't have playoff success. Yeah, you'll make the playoffs, but unless this trio starts to get some sort of consistency and chemistry going, they're not going to win anything.
Well, Andrew, don't you think if they start to put it together by January, February, March, is 3 and a half
I mean,
months?
hopefully, they're all still playing. I mean, hopefully in January.
Yeah, that's true.
Who knows how much they play by then?
Yeah, if we're saying they are on the court consistently, they are building that chemistry, then yes, I do agree with you. But like Danny's saying, if that chemistry is not there, they're not going to all of a sudden wake up in the playoffs and go on a run if they've never even shared the court together.
Look at they've shared the court once or twice.
Yeah.
The one or two times they
I
did.
think there's only one game where all three of them were together. That was it.
And even when it's not all three of them, if it's Embiid and Paul George out there, when Maxey had the 2-week hamstring injury, it looks clunky out there. The offense has no idea what they're doing. Kelly Oubre has looked terrible. It's just
he looks like he's lost.
All these new, acquisitions, they don't know how to play together quite yet, and that's Nick Nurse's problem to figure out.
Yeah, and unfortunately for me, the whole if they're healthy and if they're get that chemistry, it's too big of an if to hold your hat on.
No, I know that's a big hypothetical.
It's a huge hypothetical.
All right, so the Sixers and L.A. Clippers at 6. They'll set the table for our Philadelphia Eagles.
It's gonna be a good night.
Right? Maybe if the Sixers can win that game tonight, and that'll be cool going into the Eagles game.
Today is an ideal Sunday. You get the 1 o'clock window, then you get the 4 o'clock window. Put the TV on at 6 o'clock in the middle of the 4 o'clock window for the Sixers game. Then you get Sunday night football. It's going to be a nice day.
It's not going to cost me a dime. Dr. Dom hooked me up. I got a parking pass. I got
there you
not
go.
that I'm going to be drinking. I'll be with my daughter.
Yeah.
But we get a couple sodas or whatever on the cuff.
You said you're what, 3 rows away?
4 rows behind the visitors' bench.
Perfect
I'll be heckling
James
Harden.
Harden.
You enjoy that. I'm going to go rot in my couch all Sunday long.
You're going to get horizontal?
Yeah, I'm going to get horizontal until about 11:30 tonight.
Yeah, my buddy Louie, man, he was making those. He was putting like this much water in my drink.
I was going to say, definitely a little bit more whiskey than water.
He unloaded on me, man. All right. I'm excited for today. It's going to be a lot of fun. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. We love it there. We've done our Eagles pregame shows from there. We had Vince Papale down there. We have 2 more dates left, December 8th and December 22nd. So come on down if you missed this season. We have 2 more dates left at the La Scala's Beach House. It opened last summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian-American and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Wednesday through Sunday, located at 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll talk a little Flyers. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan and intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 season on Sunday Night Football in LA against the Rams.
Under center to Barkley. Barkley across the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Good boy!
Pre-game coverage starts at 7 p.m. with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 8:20. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza is one right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
How would you like to win 2 tickets to the Eagles-Cowboys game on December 29th? PicksForGood.org is sending 2 fans, VIP, club level, Eagles-Cowboys, December 29th. Access to VIP tailgate, food and beverage included. PicksForGood.org for your chance to go see Eagles-Cowboys December 29th down at the link.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Heath is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. ¿Vos está pronto?
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Celebrate the holidays at Mud Hen Brewing Company. Friday, December 6th. Don't miss their White Christmas Party with circus performers, adult face painting, and live music by Don't Call Me Francis at 7 p.m. Then on Saturday, December 7th, join them for their Christmas tree lighting and hospitality night with Santa, a milk and cookie bar, free face painting, and caricatures. Enjoy live music by Animal House to keep the party going. Join the festive fun at Mud Hen Brewing Company, Wildwood. For details, visit mudhenbrew.com. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim in my locker room, Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. We just played yesterday's clip of the game winner by Matvey Michkov. And the Flyers are 9-10-2. And, hey, listen, no expectations for this team, but it's fun to watch this. Their power play's on fire.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing about this team that seems year after year is just never there. Is the power play.
The power play the last couple of years has been non-existent.
Yeah, so it's awesome to see that. Obviously, just seeing Mishkov do his thing. Again, this is I'm pretty sure his 3rd overtime game winner in the first 20 games of the season are we at? I
Yeah.
mean, he's just phenomenal. I mean, he's as advertised, and this whole team. I mean, I know they're still hovering around 500. They're 9-10. Like they're not lighting it up or anything, but they're fun to watch, man.
Bobby Brink got a nice assist. Noah Cates, Couturier, and Michkov are the 3 goal scorers for the Flyers. And like I said, this team is young, and they're just fun to watch.
Mhm.
And
And they're beat up a little bit too.
Yeah,
I mean, especially on their power play, and it's not really
the
suffering
blue
right now.
line they're hurting the blue line
Yeah.
defense, right?
How about the goalies too? I mean, whether it's Fedotov or yesterday, I believe it was Kolosov. I mean, they're both stepping up. I mean, Fedotov had a rough night. I believe that was Wednesday or Thursday, but also he had really no frontline defense. I mean, they weren't protecting him at all. So it was, and the first goal, I believe they played the Avalanche earlier this week.
Yeah.
The first goal by the Avalanche came in through like 4 different defenders, somehow missed all of them and went right into the net. So I can't blame him for that. He's still young, but he's been playing better as of late. I mean, that's what we talked about last week. He was bad to start the year. Obviously, Harrison was, not ideal to start the year, and they've cleaned it up. Obviously, Kolosov getting some time too. So.
They haven't really got anything out of Tippett yet.
Yeah,
He's only
that's
got,
disappointing
3 or 4
right
goals
now.
so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
He needs to really if the Flyers are going to be successful, they need him to be.
He needs to be
a
side
more
by side with
prolific-
Michkov.
Exactly. The Philadelphia Flyers. Our expectations have been lowered. We had Danny Briere on in the last season. We had Keith Jones on, and they've through the media prepared everybody that this is going to be a long rebuild.
Yeah.
Or a long process.
And they weren't even expecting Michkov to be available. I mean, to be coming over from
Right.
Russia for honestly another 2 years if they were lucky. And he comes over this year, just the second year after they drafted him, and it was. Christmas came early when Michkov came over because they weren't expecting that at all. I mean, it's obviously when it got closer and they started to hear rumblings, they had a decent idea he'd be coming over, but this was very unexpected, and this might propel them into the limelight faster than they expected. I don't know if they'll build around him as soon as we may want, but I definitely think they're going to be competing whether they like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, this team, again, Michkov, it's crazy when you think about how, exactly like you said, he wasn't even expected to be a part of this team this season. He's already played such a huge role.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the benching with Tortorella, I mean, he's had his ups and downs.
People
but...
were, Danny, there was people that didn't think that was a wise decision to bench him. I think Tortorella did him a little good by taking a step back, let him watch.
As I said last week, it was kind of.
You weren't in favor of it.
I wasn't a fan of it, but as I think about it more and seeing the dividends that it paid off for Michkov and the team, I think it was worth it. And I think it was a good move because, you're sending a message that nobody's safe here. If you're not playing well, if you're not playing up to my standard, my par, then you're going to get benched. And, I don't care if you're the 19-year-old Russian phenom that came over to save the Flyers.
You got to back check. You got to play the middle of the center
you know how
guys.
Tortorella loves guys that play defense. It's part of the reason Kevin Hayes didn't last year because he didn't play any defense. Good goal scorer, but couldn't play a lick of D, and he got out of here. Cutter Gauthier didn't want to become a two-way player, playing defense down at Lehigh Valley and polishing his game. He got shipped away, and he's doing bad now in L.A. I mean, he's still got plenty of time. He's still got potential.
Right.
He's not doing good with the Ducks right now.
How about the time of ice time? Couturier, Sanheim and Couturier. Sanheim had 25 minutes of ice time, and Couturier had 17. Konechny had 20. What did Konechny have? Konechny had some. He had a lot of ice time. Hold on, let me look.
He's been huge for them this season too. The contract's paying off.
Excuse me, I was wrong about that. Sean Couturier had 20 minutes of ice time. Konechny had 22 minutes. So they're your top guys.
Konechny had 2 assists, 2 shots on goal, 2 points. Brink 1 assist, 2 shots on goal. Cates with 3 shots on goal did have 1, and then Couturier, as you mentioned, had the 1 goal and 5 shots on goal. So all around effort last night. I mean, yesterday afternoon.
Sanheim had 25. He led it with 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But he's playing really well.
Tippett, you're right though. I mean, he needs to step it up soon if this team really wants to take that next step and stop hovering around 500.
All right, you can check us out. By the way, we're broadcasting live on the X platform, right?
Yes.
Yep. Live
And
on
YouTube.
X.
YouTube channel. Go to
website.
lockerroombillyschwein.com. By the way, I always upload these shows on my podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever miss an episode of The Locker Room, just go to the Locker Room with Billy Schwein and check it out on all 8 podcast locations.
You can listen to the Locker Room on demand.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
see a lot of. Do you wear pods in your car when you're
In my
driving?
car?
Yeah.
I had very rarely.
do you,
very
Andrew?
rarely.
No, I don't worry about it. I just play stuff from my aux.
Yeah.
Like,
So you don't have while you're driving. You have your pods in.
No, I'm listening. I'll listen to podcasts. I'll just play them on my speakers, though.
Okay,
I don't
I've
really
been seeing a
wear
lot of people
headphones.
driving with earpods.
The only time I have AirPods in or earbuds is when I'm talking on the phone and I want to get a better, a better sound.
Right.
Because my car mic is kind of, it's iffy. Not everybody can hear me when I call them, so I put my headphones in. But that's really about it. I feel like that can be distracting too if you have them blaring.
Yeah, right.
You want to be able to hear what's around you.
Yeah, I don't think that's really safe.
I don't
in
think
my
it's safe
eyes.
either.
Not the safest. For
Maybe
sure.
it's the future, but like I don't. I think I'll just use your speakers. I don't
Right,
get why
yeah.
you need headphones.
I've been seeing people with it. All right. Once again, we're going to be at La Scala's Beach House on December 8th for Eagles pregame show, and then our last show there will be on the 22nd of December. We love La Scala's. The food's phenomenal.
Oh, it's always a great time.
Get down
man.
there. I had lunch with Joe Pop, Giuseppe Randazzo. You got to get down to Randazzo's. I guarantee if you got to check out their lobster bisque.
I love me some lobster bisque.
Lobster biscuit at Randazzo's. I don't care. I will put their lobster bisque up against anybody around.
A lot of
five-star dine restaurants, whatever.
Has it got a lot of lobster meat in it?
Oh, delicious.
Because it can't be too creamy, not enough lobster meat.
Exactly. It's perfect.
Yeah, I could mess up a good lobster bisque bowl.
Yeah, I've never tried La Scala's, but having their other food, I'm sure it's top notch.
Randazzo's.
Randazzo's.
You're acting like me today.
I know. I keep
What's wrong with you, Duck
I
Dynasty?
keep mixing up my words. I don't know what's happening.
Sometimes
Spending too much time with the Schweiner.
Were you hitting the whiskey last night?
I don't even have that excuse. I wish I did.
He was hitting the water. You were hitting the whiskey.
Oh, my gosh. Good day of college football. All right.
Sometimes the cobwebs just don't get out of the brain.
Of course. It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday.
it's
I'm still
Sunday.
waking up.
The Eagles, we'll get into our Eagles pregame show because this is a big game for the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's huge.
It's huge. This is going to define what type of guys are in the secondary. If they can handle it, you're going up against the best trio of receivers or duo of receivers that we faced all year long.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be.
With the exception of Jamar Chase, but he didn't have
T. Higgins.
He didn't have T. Higgins.
And then you think about Terry McLaurin. I mean, they really don't have a true second wide receiver over there.
No.
It's just Terry, so all the attention is on Terry McLaurin. And now you
I think even in Tampa, was Godwin out, or did Godwin play in Tampa?
No, he got hurt during the game, didn't he?
I forget. Mike Evans, I know, played. I mean, Tampa has a good receiver.
Didn't one of them pull a hamstring while they were playing Eagles?
I know Mike Evans played the entire game, but I'll look it up.
Yeah, either way, I mean, I don't know if that's a tough conversation between. I don't know if I'd take Cooper Kupp and Nakua over Mike Evans.
He did play during the game. He
did play.
Played the entire game, 6 receptions, 69 yards. But
see, here's another thing: Matthew Stafford's probably the best quarterback other than Joe Burrow that they've seen all year. Wouldn't that be accurate?
Yeah, I mean, again, like Baker's had a good year, but I would say Stafford's the more consistent player overall. I mean, Jordan Love, he's had a bit of a down year, going into the season.
And he got him at the first game. Remember, those first 4 games, it was basically like the preseason.
You're still kind of preseason. Yeah, no, he's definitely the second best quarterback they faced this year. They're going to face a tough running back in Kyron Williams. They got a good second back in Blake Corum as well. And then on top of Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, they have some pretty serviceable wide receivers to round out the rest of the receiving corps. So it's not going to be an easy matchup defensively. I mean, I have full trust and faith in our defense after what they've shown us the past couple weeks. They look absolutely locked down, especially the secondary. So I think we'll be fine there.
But you said they're ranked 26th in rushing in the league.
Who is?
Rushing yards. Rams.
The Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Kyron
Williams.
That's not the strength of their team. It's their passing.
The running back is very good, but the offensive line isn't always blocking the way they need to for him. But obviously, their bread and butter, like you said, is the passing game. So
yeah, I was gonna say Kyron himself. Even he gets a lot of production from. He's a good receiving back as well as a running back.
Yeah, he's a dual threat back, so you always have to be aware of Kyron Williams. But yeah, I think the concern today for me is going to be on the Eagles' offensive side. They're going to be without Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I know.
If you're going to be throwing it up to A.J. Brown, you become one-dimensional at a certain point.
Well,
and
this is
so
where maybe this is the opportunity for Dotson to shine.
I hope so. I mean, in my opinion, they should pepper Dallas Goedert. If A.J. Brown is being doubled the entire game, find a wide-open Dotson like you mentioned, or just find Dallas Goedert. He's much more talented than I feel like we give him credit for sometimes.
This game hinges all. I don't care what anybody says. It all comes down to Jalen Hurts.
You know what
if
they're
he
gonna,
plays well, they're not going to stop him.
But even if he doesn't, you know what they're going to end up doing, and Andrew does too. They're going to lean on Saquon Barkley.
That's right. And so they should. They get the number 1 rushing offense in the league.
And the Rams' defense is really nothing to praise, to go home about.
Yeah,
so,
Jared Verse is playing great for a rookie, but I mean, he still is a rookie. He's not carrying that defense.
The Rams total, they ranked 23rd total defense. So it's not like
there's no Aaron Donald. There's no Aaron Donald out the field anymore.
They've let up 250. They've averaged about 250 passing yards allowed in the past 3 games. So I mean, this is definitely a defense that you can expose. And I think that even like I mentioned, if Hurts doesn't have his A game today, like we've done with pretty much every single team we faced, if Saquon's not going early on, you'll run the opposing defense into the ground, tire him out, wear him down, and Saquon will break out for a couple big runs.
Like last week, they kept feeding him. He was getting 2 and 3 yard bursts.
The Commanders did a good job.
You knew that he was going to break one.
Yeah,
and
but
he did.
I remember Scott Grayson said that himself last week. He was like, you knew. He tweeted, I think, at halftime.
No, but he said that on the show. On the keys of the game.
He said how he tweeted at halftime during the game that he was like, yeah, Saquon's going to break off for one. You can just tell.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, look, the Rams are giving up, let's see, they give up 23.9 points per game. So if the Eagles can, I'm telling you, Jalen Hurts, man, this all hinges around him, man.
I think
it really does.
I think they'll be fine. At the end of the day, they have too much talent, I think, to not beat this team. But you don't want to treat it like they're not.
They're 2-point underdogs, right? Or favorites. They're 2-point.
The Eagles.
They're giving the Rams 2, I think it is. I didn't even check it out because after last night's couple losses, I'm like,
you're out on betting. Yeah.
You're not in the mood.
Yeah.
You don't want to downplay the talent of this Rams team because when you got a QB like Stafford and the weapons they have, anything could happen. And it's in L.A. I know, granted, L.A. fans aren't the best. We're going to take over their stadium yet again today.
You think we will?
Oh, they do it every
year.
single year. The Rams fans and LA fans in general for football are pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
Which is crazy because the Rams have been good too, and we've still taken over their stadium.
They won a freaking Super Bowl 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
I mean, and the fans can't show up. They get not even just by Eagles fans. Every other opposing fan base that's worth anything, it seems they take over the Rams stadium. But
isn't it funny how winning cures all? Like a couple weeks ago, everybody's all upset with Nick Sirianni and some of his play call decision making at critical point, and now it's like
he's a leader of men.
I mean, people were saying he was going to get fired if we lost to Cleveland.
Right.
Imagine if we did lose that game. It was close.
So
Imagine
he
had
one foot on a ledge and the other one on a banana peel.
Yeah,
like he was getting ready to go down.
And
just like Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse right now, when he's in his press conference, he looks like he's frustrated. Like he has that look of frustration.
Yeah, Nurse won't go anywhere. I think they're going to have too long of a leash with him. But Sirianni, you're right. I mean, now he's a leader of men. He has this great culture he's established because we're winning. But if we were losing and he was still the same antics and still Sirianni being Sirianni, everyone would be calling for his head. And I'm guilty of that as well. Things were spiraling during that Cleveland game. If they lost that game after he comes out with his antics, shaving his head, yelling at the fans, I don't know if he's fired after that game, but he probably would have been fired if they continued to lose. And he's completely turned the season around.
But you know what? He's been able to adapt.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to see from him.
Not like a stubborn coach that I'm going to do it my way, and I'm just trying to fit a peg in a round hole.
Yeah,
you can't. I mean, he's changed his. Like he's not dialed into one ideology.
Would you give more credit? I mean, I think I know the answer to this, but would you give more credit to the coordinators or Nick Sirianni?
I think they all have it. I think that it's a.
So you don't want to discredit Sirianni at all. You want to keep it level playing field. Yeah. I just think.
Are you guys worried about Elliott? I mean,
I'm not quite worried yet. We talked about it last week with Scott. I mean,
you know what I think? I don't know where I heard this, but because Nick Sirianni wouldn't kick obvious field goals, like he was getting. Maybe he's playing with his head a little bit.
Well, he could have been rusty as well. I mean, it was a cold night on Thursday too. So
wind was howling a little bit.
There was a lot of factors that played into it, and he hadn't
you
been
guys
used
were there,
much.
right?
Yeah, it was cold. It was windy. I mean, if it happens again tonight, then I'm starting to worry a little bit. You're allowed to have one bad game every so often,
but
especially
do you think there's anything to the fact that because Elliott, like on typical field goal situations, he's not going in because they're going for it, and that's kind of play because like a relief pitcher, how they're like quarterbacks sometimes are like mental cases.
Yeah, kickers are weird, man. Kickers are like it definitely could be the case.
Right?
I mean, we won't know for sure unless Jake comes out and says it himself, because I mean, it's all mental. Like it's nothing that we can see and point to. I mean, if that's the case,
he's a great athlete. He can golf. He can. I mean, he won the pickle when Josh and I covered the Connor Barwood's pickleball tournament in Seattle City. He won it.
Him and Nick Foles should get on team together.
Yeah, the guy's a great athlete.
Yeah, and he seems like he has a good head on him too. Like I mean, he always when it comes off as genuine.
Yeah.
And not that I think if this
we
was
interviewed
messy.
him. I interviewed him. He seemed like a great guy. his
and
face together.
Yeah, not to say if the whole it is messing with him that means he's a head case. Because I mean, I think it is natural to be lose some confidence if that's the case. But I think he's
fine.
fine.
You're not worried about him whatsoever.
No, I mean, you know how many big kicks he's hit for us?
Yeah, I know.
How many big moments he's come up clutch? He's allowed, and granted, it was ugly. Don't get me wrong, but the good thing is it's fixable. He's missing to the same side every single time.
He missed 2 field goals and 1 extra point.
So I'm going to chalk it up to part of it was the weather, part of it was a little bit mental because he hasn't been getting used that much, and part of it was physical with the rust. He had to work off some rust. I'm fine with Jake Elliott, but the thing is, if we see him miss a few, field goals tonight, 1 extra point, then I will be concerned because you can't really get a good kicker this late in the season unless you just think about it. With Jake Elliott, they struck lightning in a bottle. They got him off the Bengals practice squad, and then he turned into our franchise kicker. That's not going to happen again. It very rarely does.
I got my Kelly Green 97.3 ESPN locker room shirt. I want to see the Eagles wear more Kelly Green, man.
I do know there's
I love the Kelly Green, Andrew.
So do I, man. I mean, I know it's a rule with the NFL that you're only allowed to wear your alternate a certain amount of times, but I wish they could wear. I would love to see the white Kelly Green.
You can wear it more than 2 times, right?
I think 3 is the max.
When's
3 is the
max?
I think it's December 29th against Dallas.
Is that
or
right?
whenever 27th. It's when they play Dallas at the end of the season.
I need to see more Kelly Green.
And I think they're going to wear the black jerseys at some point. That's why they're only wearing it twice, and they did the same thing last year. They wear the Kelly Green twice and the all blacks once.
Andrew makes a good point, though. I'd love to see the white Kelly Green.
Yeah, the
road
Kelly
Green.
Very nice.
All right, the first hour in the locker was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the Eagles-Rams Sunday night football game, the Sixers weekend, and the Flyers, plus the hot stove starting to heat up for the Philadelphia Phillies. We're live at the Fanatics Sportsbook at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City, Monday on the Sports Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number 1.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot, so let's get to decorating. Find your perfect tree in our huge assortment of shapes, sizes, and styles. Like the easy-to-assemble Jackson Noble Fir, with pre-lit branches perfect for styling with all your favorite ornaments. Or the Flock Starry Light Fraser Fir, with over 1,900 pre-lit memory wire branches that keep their shape so it's ready right out of the box. Ooh. Find the perfect tree now at the Home Depot.
With GMF financing, to qualify buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
for Black Friday, when the biggest Black Friday sale is going on now all month long at Bennett Chevrolet, where you can save up to 20% and more on your new vehicle. Because Bennett is selling new vehicles at $1,000 below, yes, $1,000 below the real GM supplier employee price. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you up to 20%. But of course, there's more with available 0% financing. Looking for you? Bennett's giving a minimum $10,000. A minimum 10 grand for your trade, no matter its condition, towards any pre-owned in stock. Imagine what you'll get for a good trade if Bennett's paying a minimum 10 grand for total junk. Bennett's deals are unbeatable during our Black Friday sales event, and there's never any hassles or sales pressure because our non-commissioned sales staff is paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. The best Black Friday sales going on now at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my Locker Room Youth Movement, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. Now, guys, on the 15th of December, and I hope you can make it. I know there's an Eagles home game.
Yeah, it's tough schedule. I'm going to try to at least make the first half of the show.
You know, my daughter does cheer. Eliza Grace does cheer.
First place last week.
Yeah, she got first place in Trenton. You should have seen the crowd. They played in like a Trenton. It's almost like a smaller version of the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah.
She performed in front of more people than I ever played in front of.
She got the Schweim gene.
Yeah. I mean, our college stadium only held about 3,000.
Are we surprised, though? I mean, AG's a star already. She's a star in the
very
making.
athletic.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it's doing cheer. I mean, it's no
it's competitive.
It's no small task. Yeah.
So listen. So on December 15th, here's what I'm thinking. I want the complete Locker Room Youth Movement. That would be Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, and Nikki Earnshaw.
Got to get AG in here to really complete the. I know you'll be watching her.
I got to go watch her, but
I know
that'd be a refreshing.
No, it'd be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
The Locker Room complete youth movement.
Get you off the airwaves with your nonsensical takes.
Is that what it is?
We're
Gen
taking
Z
over
in
the
here.
lawn. We're not getting
so
off.
like the nonsensical takes. Like I heard some, and not that Nikki was advocating for it yesterday, but he was kind of defending the principle. But there's some morons on other radio stations that are saying, yeah, that Daryl Morey should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I will say, Nikki, he is the one. He has like the boldest takes. I feel like of all of the youth movement.
Listen,
where, I mean, he still thinks the Sixers are going to win the
The Sixers
championship.
are going to win the next championship in
Yeah.
Philly.
No, I mean, how's that shaping out for you, Nick? How's that age in that take? But listen,
we can't rip him when he's not here, can we?
yeah, he's
I mean,
listening.
he's listening.
I know he's listening. No, honestly.
You went to lunch with him last week.
Yeah, I went to lunch with him Tuesday or Wednesday. I forget which day. I think it was Tuesday.
What,
yeah.
He still thinks the Sixers are going to win the next championship.
I listen. No comment. That's all I'm going to say.
Comment on the Daryl Morey. Come on, are you seriously?
Yeah, it's not the craziest thing to say in the world. What? Hold on, it's not the craziest thing to say in the world. But as me and you agreed during one of the breaks, he's got to win something first. Like you can put together all the good rosters in the world.
You don't get a trophy for participating.
He has to win something.
He is in the Hall of Very Good.
At least
he's a very good GM.
At least make the finals. I don't think he has led a team to the finals.
No, he did.
Has
he took the Houston Rockets.
No, he didn't.
No, they didn't make it. Conference
No,
finals.
remember, because they always ran into the Warriors.
That's even more.
They were a good team, but never made the finals. So at least make a championship before we can talk Hall of Fame.
How can
you know?
anybody say that he should be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I mean the Basketball Hall of Fame's easy to get into, granted, compared to other Hall of Fames, but still.
All right, on the other side, we're going to get the keys to the game with Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News, brought to you by Blitz's Market. Then we'll talk to the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, for Week 12 in the NFL. All that and more. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schweim and my Locker Room Youth Movement, producer Danny Ryan, and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 season on Sunday Night Football in L.A. against the Rams.
Under center to Barkley. Barkley across the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Good boy!
Pre-game coverage starts at 7 p.m. with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 8:20. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Something is happening here. Off the New Jersey coast, a new offshore wind project is generating nearly $2 billion in economic benefits for the state. We're generating thousands of local jobs, but the most important thing we're generating is trust. Look closer at Atlantic Shore's offshore wind, and you'll see that we're generating a clean energy future with a team that values safety, the environment, science, and a commitment to being a good neighbor. Learn more at AtlanticShoresWin.com.
Football season is in full swing, but are you making your picks with Sleeper? Just pick more or less than these 2 player stats, and you can win up to 100 times your money. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer for new users. Your first deposit will be matched 100% up to $1,500 in credit. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code MONDAY, and your first deposit up to $1,500 will be matched in credit. That's code MONDAY. Must be at least 18 years old in most states and in state where it is legal. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. See terms of use for details at Sleeper.com. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help. Sponsored by Sleeper, a Blitz product.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guys in the know, and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Ooh, we got a question. Brian W. asks, it's the holiday season and I'm looking for deals. Is Xfinity having a Black Friday sale?
Well, Brian, our best deals of the year are here. Get iPhone 16 Pro on us. Just ask us how. Plus, you can also get fast, reliable Xfinity internet with a line of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited for a great low price.
So don't wait. Bring home a new iPhone 16 Pro built for Apple Intelligence.
And connect to reliable 5G and Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig on Xfinity Mobile.
That's a big deal.
More like a gig deal.
Now through December 3rd, ask how to get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us with an unlimited Plus line. Plus, get 300 megabit Xfinity internet and an unlimited mobile line together for only $35 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Go to Xfinity.com/Black Friday sale to learn more. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing or auto-pay with your bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity internet. Gig speeds available via hotspots to Xfinity Mobile customers only. Reduced speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Actual internet speeds and data thresholds may vary.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Eagles fly. Now 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly, on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! We got the Eagles and the L.A. Rams Sunday Night Football. I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait for the game tonight. And
Are you going to be able to stay up for the game tonight?
Yeah.
You've got a full day ahead of you. Sixers
I'm,
game.
I'm in a 3-point stand. I'm ready to go.
3-point stance. You came into here in a half-point stance. You got all day with AG. You got to take care of some business beforehand. Sixers game, then Sunday Night Football. Come on.
Daddy, take me to this store. Take me to get me some swag.
Exactly.
I won't be sitting too long.
She's a handful now. She's a cheer star. All right?
Eagles, Rams, Stafford. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and the Eagles defense ranked number 1 total defense, so something's got to give here. But I'd like to see a really big game out of Quinyon Mitchell. I need to see him get a pick.
It would be huge.
Right, he needs to get a pick.
He's already dropped at least 3 interceptions.
He doesn't have an interception.
Not yet.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson prevented one as well.
Yeah, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, as Scott mentioned last week, was getting a little greedy, stole that interception away from Quinyon Mitchell, but I hope so.
All right, every Sunday throughout the football season, we get the keys to the game with Fox 29 News sports anchor Scott Grayson, sponsored by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, gourmet burgers, vegetarian options. They got it all going on over there. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Markets. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good friend Scott Grayson. Good morning, Scott Grayson.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Well, I guess you're in a really, really good mood today because Mark Rhymes was with me yesterday, and you guys are 2 Sun Devil grads, and you had a big day yesterday. Congratulations.
Yeah, I was watching the game. I was into it. It was so good we got to rush the field twice. I mean, how many times do you get to say that?
Boy, matter of fact, the intern just said that to me because I was going back and forth to some of the other games, but I happened to catch when they stormed the field. And my brother, Scott, was out there yesterday. He had a layover in Tempe. His hotel, wherever they put the pilots up, was 2.5 blocks away from the stadium. He went to the game.
That's awesome. I'm jealous.
Yeah, he said they were scalping tickets for $200 up all the way up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm dating myself. I was there in 1996 when Pat Tillman, when they went all the way to the Rose Bowl and lost to Ohio State. But that was the last time they really made a great run like this. We'll see.
And Scott, yesterday we had Mark Rhymes in the studio with us yesterday, and he was showing me a picture of your fraternity brother. I don't know if you were in the fraternity. David Spade, was he? He went there.
Yeah, no, I wasn't there. No, but
Grimes. He showed us a secret handshake and everything.
Yeah, that's a great school. A lot of fun, that's for sure.
I'm surprised you graduated from there.
Hey, now watch it.
With all the distractions, Scott.
I was in broadcasting. Come on, how hard was it? Plenty of distractions, trust me. I was there when the Eagles would play in that stadium all the time. I got to see them play all the time against the Cardinals.
Hey, I went to the Fiesta Bowl when Penn State played Miami in the Fiesta Bowl out there.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. That's like one of the best college games ever.
Yeah, great. It's a great place to watch a game.
We got a big one tonight, Scott. Sunday night football. L.A. Rams, Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are now the number 1 defense in the NFL. And our secondary is going to be challenged today because this is the best duo of receivers they will have faced all season so far.
Yeah, I was talking to a lot of the guys in the secondary this week I was talking to the older guys about the younger guys, and then hello. Bang on the table too hard. This kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
So I was talking to the older guys about the younger guys, but I was also talking to the younger guys about this particular matchup because you do have 2 receivers that are different than kind of what they've seen this year so far in Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. And so I was just asking those guys, what are you trying to do to prepare yourself for this? What have you heard about trying to cover them? And really, they were both saying to their credit, we're just we just have to keep doing what we've been doing. And this is Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. And basically they know, we just can't give them too much of a cushion because that quarterback will throw it in there. And they're not wrong. At the same token, I was asking Slay and Reed Blankenship, what kind of advice are you giving those younger guys? And it's just keep doing what they're doing. And so that's kind of the bottom line is I think the Eagles are at the point now as a defense with their confidence and their team unity where it's, we're good. We just have to do what we do and do it well. And if we do that, it doesn't matter who's over there. we should be able to do well against them. And I think that's a great mentality and a great mindset for these guys to go out there and play with. And I think it just speaks to how much growth this defense has made from where we were back when they were 2-2 and got smoked by Tampa, right? It's been a lot of fun to watch. It's been a lot of fun to see. And Slay had requested before the season to have Quinyon Mitchell's locker right next to him. So I think it's great to see how, in some cases it'd be easy for Slay to go, wait, this guy's trying to take my job. I want him as far away from me as possible. No, they understand that their best way to win this year is to work together. And quite frankly, I mean, I think they're doing a great job together. I love what Slay's doing with Quinyon, and Quinyon really respects him. So I think this secondary is really, it's a lot of fun to watch, like I said.
We're talking with Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News, as we do it each and every Sunday throughout the football season. Scott, usually the Eagles' philosophy was to get a good defensive line, good pass rush, take the pressure off the secondary. Seems like now it's the other way around. Well, not completely, but it's the other way around, where the secondary shutting them down, and it's enabling the defensive line to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, it's a great point. And I've had some of the defensive linemen say that to me. I was talking to Josh Sweat after the last game. And he said that. He's like, I asked him, like, I think he's got 6 sacks in his last 7 games.
Yeah.
And I said to him after the Commanders game, I said, what's going on with you personally? Why are you starting to suddenly turn a corner? What's clicking? And he said, basically, it's a lot of the secondary giving us more time to get there. He's like, those guys are doing a great job in coverage. They're making the quarterbacks have to pull that ball or rethink before throwing it, and it gives us more time to get there. So, that is the bottom, and they respect that. They see that, and I think that's why it's a total team right now. And add to that the fact that for the first time in a long time, you can say they've got good linebackers that are also playing a role in all of this. So it's really at every level they're playing for each other. And it's, you mentioned that CJ Gardner-Johnson tried to take away the pick from Quinyon earlier in the year. Even him, like, that mentality is gone. They are truly playing for each other out there, and they thrive on each other making plays, and they love watching somebody else make a play. They're always over there celebrating with each other. I just think this is as close and as tight as a defense as I've seen. It might even be better than it was in the year they won the Super Bowl, just, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Something like that. So, that's, yeah, I think these guys.
And you're not worried about Stafford running. I mean, if the defensive secondary can shut their receivers down, or at least, just slow the process. You're not worried about Stafford running the ball.
No, you're not worried about him running the ball. You know that you can stop the run as well, and I think you got to respect what they can do with Kyron Williams. But look, their bread and butter is Stafford dropping back and letting it fly. And one of his things about Matthew Stafford is he's not afraid to try to throw it into a tight spot. So there will be opportunities today, I expect, for some of these guys to try to get some picks. And I know Slay loves baiting quarterbacks. He knows Stafford. He has a great history with Stafford when they were both in Detroit. He has a lot of respect for Stafford from when they were there together. And so, I think through that, though, he also knows how he might be able to bait him a little bit or play with him and try to get one. So I think it's going to be fun to watch. But to me, just kind of to put an exclamation point on this defense, there's so many big names on this offense. But I don't think they win 6 in a row without this defense playing the way that it is.
Scott, real quick, I want to ask you, some bad news obviously out of Eagles camp this week. Bryce Huff placed on IR, at least out 4 games, so that's a big blow to the defensive line. He wasn't playing the way that fans, many hoped he was going to play this year, certainly not the way Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni hoped he was going to play, but still a big loss regardless. How do you think they're going to fill that hole? Do you think they'll give more snaps to guys like Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, and Nolan Smith, or are they going to mix in a guy like Jalix Hunt who might be ready to take that next step?
Yeah, I think a little bit of all the above. I think we've already started to see Josh Sweat's snap count go up, which is why I think he's also been able to get 6 sacks in the last 7 games. He's getting more opportunities. That's already started because Huff wasn't already getting a decreased snap count as they were trying to figure out what was going on. And so there's that. I think you're right. I think Jalix Hunt is also going to be given some snaps. Fangio loves to keep this defensive line fresh, and they'll rotate as much as they need to. So that's why I think you'll see Hunt in more. I think you'll see more out of Sweat because he's been productive. I think Nolan Smith should expect to get, some more snaps as well. So I think all those guys are going to be rotating in and out and really taking those reps from and those snaps that that Huff was given. And I think it's more than that. You're going to see hopefully a little bit of growth from some of those guys as well, because I got to believe that that's also increasing the reps during practice, because Huff's not in there now taking those reps. So I think that's going to help those younger guys even more, and I think it's just going to help that defensive line. So, yeah, I expect to see more of that. It's something worth watching tonight, but I do think that you'll see the bulk of those snaps right now go the way of Josh Sweat, just because he's been producing. So why wouldn't you want to get that guy out there more?
Hey, good morning, Scott. So moving over from the injuries on the defensive side of the ball to the injuries on the offense. I mean, obviously no Devontae Smith tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a huge deal for this offense. I mean, even though he hasn't been putting up the most crazy numbers every week, he's still just a huge part of that offense. And I wanted to see from your perspective, what do you expect the Eagles' offensive game plan to look like having to adjust with no Devontae? Do you expect them to just completely, kind of rely on Saquon, or do you expect them to get a guy like Jahan Dotson more involved? A guy who's starting to get more and more involved every week, but, still not too involved in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I've been talking about this for a couple weeks now. I feel and am sensing that there's growth in the trust from Jalen Hurts with Jahan Dotson, as well as the chemistry between the two of them. It's a slow growth, right? So I've seen a little bit of that. Now, it's going to be necessary today. There's going to be more reps for and more routes run by Jahan Dotson, and he's now become the second option after A.J. Brown tonight. That's going to be interesting to see whether that growth in that trust that Jalen has in him manifests tonight into a few more targets, right? I think that's worth watching. But, this offense runs, and to the credit of Kellen Moore and the entire team, really, the Commanders were doing a decent job of limiting Saquon through the first half of that game last week, and they stuck with it, which to me was so big because it allowed them, that offensive line, that allowed Saquon to keep wearing down that defensive line. And I think the work you do in the first half with that is what allows you to break open a couple of those runs that he broke, free and scored
Scott,
on.
Scott, you said that on the show last week in your keys to the game.
Yeah, I think it's worth it's something that they have to always keep in mind. And listen, we all were kind of going, oh, look at all these touches. Look at all these touches that Saquon Barkley's getting. Is he going to be able to withstand this? I mean, when you see the guy, and his legs are literally like just tree trunks. And he is not complaining at all about his touches. Not that I would expect him to, but I'd expect him to drop a couple of nuggets if he felt like he was getting dinged up or afraid he was going to get hurt. Because this guy, this guy wants to play in the playoffs. But he's not. He's like, keep giving. If that's my role that I got to play on this team, let me do it. Give it to me. I'm happy to play it. But I'm also happy to give other touches, like get Kenny Gainwell more involved and that kind of thing. So to answer your question, I think you'll see a little bit more targets given to Dotson. I expect them to maybe focus on Dallas Goedert over the middle too. But this offense runs by it's a run first offense. They finally looked that way. They become that way. I think they're trusting that now that they believe that Saquon's got to set the tone. The running game has to set the tone, and it doesn't even need to set the tone with a 7, 8, 9-yard carry. Even a 4 or 5-yard carry, 2nd and 5, and then later in the game, as you go through the first quarter, second quarter, you run that play action stuff, and now you got a bigger window for Jalen Hurts to throw the ball through. And here's another thing too. If you look at it, Jalen Hurts is running better than he did last year. So I think there's also the added aspect that Jalen is starting to show these other teams. And I just wish he wouldn't hesitate. There are holes right through the middle of the pocket that he's not seeing and taking for whatever reason. And I don't know if it's because he's trying to stay back in that pocket longer to throw it, which in some way I respect. But if you have an avenue to go up and take 3, 4, 5 yards, do it. So there's a little bit of all that I think we're going to see play out tonight. But I expect this game, and I expect them to do what they've done, what they did against the Commanders, stay devoted to the run, mix in the pass when you can, and get some good play action opportunities, and then see where it takes them in the second half, where they can continue to wear them down. This defense plays well with the lead. I think that if they can get the lead, they're putting the Rams right where they want them. But they got to get there first. And as we've seen, these first halves have been they're not always explosive.
Right. All right, Scott Grayson, now it's time for your 3 keys to the game for a big victory tonight, Sunday Night Football against the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, the Eagles, starting with the Eagles defense being as good as they are, my first one, obviously, Billy, it's what it always is. But because this defense is so good, you just don't turn the ball over, and I think you win the game. You'd have to work hard not to if you don't turn the ball over and give the Rams any kind of a short field. So that's number one. Number two is what I was talking about. I think you just have to let your offensive line and Saquon Barkley wear down that defense. You got to stay with it. You got to be devoted to it. Let them wear down that defense to be able to then produce. And then the third key to the game, honestly, I just want to see them get hands up at the line of scrimmage, get in Matthew Stafford's face. You don't have to get the sacks, but if you put those hands up, we've seen it before, you alter that throw path just a little bit. It leads to turnovers, leads to interceptions, leads to incomplete passes. Keep the Rams from getting into a rhythm like that. And Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua can't do anything if they can't catch the ball. So just got to get in there and let, when you can, hit Matthew Stafford, but get those pressures up. And I think this team will win the game. I expect this game to go a lot like they have been lately. The Eagles formula, you see it. It's like they play chess in the first half offensively.
Yeah.
And Kellen Moore is like, okay, I'm going to run this. And I'm going to see what you do. They go into halftime, and he says, all right, I like this. I didn't like that. Love this. We're going to do that. And they come out in the second half, and those adjustments have been fun to watch. So I think this will be a first half where it's going to be pretty close. And they might even be behind at the half by 3 or something like that. We're going to tie, but they're going to come out in the second half. They've been averaging 17 points per game, the Eagles have, during this win streak in the second half. So I expect it to follow that line, and they probably are going to win by about 10 points.
All right, so give me your score. I like when you give us the score. Pretty close.
I like the Eagles to win tonight. I'm going to say 27. I'll go 10, 27-17.
All right, 27-17.
Defensive Rookie of the Year decided tonight?
Well, there you go.
Hey, you know what? He's just got to catch one of those, right? Just catch one, Quinyon. Just catch one.
Earlier.
He might have it wrapped up right now if he picks off one or two of those balls.
We could have 2 rookies in a year.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
We could have McCain and Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah, exactly. Let them both run. Quinyon's so funny because he's so quiet in the locker room, but the guys were telling me this week he's a monster on the field. Like Reed Blankenship's like, I got to grab him by the back of the shoulder pads. You go, hey, this flag ain't worth it, buddy. You made a great play. Let's go. He's funny.
That's funny, man. All right, Scott Grayson, we got to run. Thank you so much. Let's go, Birds, and we'll talk to you next week. By the way,
you got it, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to all of you as well.
All right, there he is.
Thanks, Scott.
Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. We get the keys to the game with Scotty every Sunday, brought to you by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. Scott Grayson on the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Now, I want to tell you about John McCann, McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann & Associates, 609-263-7422. Whether commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce, and more, call the professionals at John A. McCann & Associates. They are licensed and ready to assist you. 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the Eagles-Rams Sunday night football game, the Sixers weekend, and the Flyers, plus the hot stove starting to heat up for the Philadelphia Phillies. We're live at the Fanatics Sportsbook at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City, Monday on the Sports Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Pintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
How would you like to win 2 tickets to the Eagles-Cowboys game on December 29th? PicksForGood.org is sending 2 fans, VIP, club level, Eagles-Cowboys, December 29th. Access to VIP tailgate, food and beverage included. PicksForGood.org for your chance to go see Eagles-Cowboys December 29th down at the link.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping with friends.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto. Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
A lot of company.
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card, good for use, at Bruno's Italian Market in Ventnor City for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at SeizeTheDeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to SeizeTheDeal.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live in the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim in my locker room, a youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. Now, a couple of weeks ago, CJ DJ was singing like the Billie Jean song from Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Billie
Right?
Jean
So we
is
found
not
it. We
my
found it.
love.
We tried to look for this yesterday, but you just found it.
Yeah.
This is where he got this from.
Oh, completely. I went to go play it, completely rerouted me to a different video. Hold on.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Gotta love YouTube.
How about this, Andrew?
All right, here we go. You ready?
Here we go.
Let's go.
You're number one.
The Jean is CB1.
Yeah. It is CB1. And that's where CJ DJ got that, right?
Yeah, he was reciting it on the
Oh, that's
sidelines.
hilarious.
He butchered it a little bit, but he tried his best.
So how about this, guys? We could possibly have 3 rookies in a year.
Yeah, Mitchkov,
very
McCain,
possible.
and
Right?
Quinyon.
That's the crazy.
you just
Cooper
said-
isn't even the best rookie on this team because Quinyon is,
If he was-
Quinyon Mitchell, if he has a great game, then he's pretty much a shoe.
Think about it, too. If DeJean was on his own team where he was the cornerback one actually and wasn't the slot corner,
Right.
he would be in contention for Defensive Rookie of the Year right along Quinyon.
So Mitchkov leads the
Alongside.
NHL in rookie
and like the
scoring.
favorite for sure. And yeah,
And he's
leading
the odds on
goals.
favorite to be rookie of the
Yeah,
year.
not by a crazy amount, but he is the
McCain and the
favorite.
Sixers, he's saying that in world that he's going to be the rookie of the year.
I think, honestly,
He's the
I
huge
think he
favorite
runs
right
away
now.
with it. Unless
Do you really?
unless Dalton Connect in L.A. just turns it up, or maybe Zach Edey comes back from injury and goes crazy, I think he runs away with it. I mean, he's got 8 straight.
And then what about it? What if Andrew Painter, the Phillies phenom pitcher,
he was the best pitcher in the Arizona Fall League.
Yeah, he had Tommy John surgeries coming back from that. How about him for rookie? We could have a clean sweep.
Painter's coming different. He took a few miles per hour off his fastball to keep his arm healthy. He's got a mustache going now. We got a lot of.
He struck out 6 in the fall league.
He was the best pitcher in the fall league. He got the best pitcher award. I forget exactly, pitcher of the year or something like that. But
I don't think we've ever. So my senior year in high school, I told you guys, every single sport went to their respective championships. The Phillies went to the World Series. They won it in '80. The Sixers, Flyers, and Phillies all went to theirs and lost it. But we could have four rookies in a year.
That would be such a strange thing.
That'd be unbelievable.
But it'd be awesome. I mean, right now, granted, Quinyon Mitchell is second in most betting odds to Jared Verse. So like Danny was saying, tonight could be a huge factor.
If he gets a pick tonight,
picks off Stafford
in
a big situation.
Locks down Cooper Kupp or Puka Nakota, both of them, whoever he's lined up more against. I mean,
or how about even if he like he kept Jamar Chase to what?
2 catches, 19
I'll tell you what.
yards?
2 catches. If he keeps Puka Nakua to like under like 40 yards, like 2 catches.
He doesn't necessarily need to get an interception tonight, but the offensive line has to do everything they can to not let Jared Verse have an impact. And as long as he clamps up, or even if he allows like 4 catches for 40 yards to Kupp or Nakua, that's limiting them. That's all you need.
Right.
Like, we're so accustomed to the 2 receptions for 10 yards, 20 yards from Quinyon.
It would be nice if he puts a cherry on the top and gets an eye.
It would be nice. But he doesn't need to. Verse just needs to not break out tonight, and Quinyon needs to do what he does normally. That's it.
All right, on the other side, we're going to talk with the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. Let me ask you, how you doing in your fantasy?
Listen, I'm 6-4, 6-5, something like that. The thing is,
I'm 7-4.
I think we all make playoffs in this ESPN league. Josh made it to I looked at it the other day. I'm pretty sure we all make playoffs, and then it's you're eliminated from there on out.
I'm not in this league, but in the league that I care about the most that I'm in, I'm 10-1 right now.
Are you?
I'm having a heck of a season.
Look at you. How about that?
Intern. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna keep it going. Hopefully,
quite the franchise. Yeah, it's all everybody makes the playoffs.
Oh, I didn't know
and then
that.
you're eliminated from there. I'm 5-6, so I'm not doing too hot.
All right, on the other side, we'll talk with the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Go down there and say hello to Will and Bill, Jason and Chet. They're a great bunch of guys. All right. La Scala's Beach House. We love it there. We're going to be there December 8th and December 22nd. Come on down to the Eagles pregame show. La Scala's opened last summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Wednesday through Sunday. 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine, LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll talk with my fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Today on Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL. NFC East foes collide from our nation's capital as the Dallas Cowboys hit the road to take on the Washington Commanders. Hi, this is Jeff Biggs. Join Kevin Ray, Steve Berline, and myself for all the action with the Cowboys at Washington. It's the Cowboys and the Commanders in Week 12. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
It's NFL Sunday on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 12:30.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. Please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
and again, and again. Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza, there's one right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
With GMF financing, qualified buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette, excludes prior sales.
Why wait for Black Friday when the biggest Black Friday sale is going on now all month long at Bennett Chevrolet, where you can save up to 20% and more on your new vehicle. Because Bennett is selling new vehicles at $1,000 below, yes, $1,000 below the real GM supplier employee price. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you up to 20%. But of course, there's more with available 0% financing. Looking for used? Bennett's giving a minimum $10,000, a minimum 10 grand for your trade, no matter its condition, towards any pre-owned in stock. Imagine what you'll get for a good trade if Bennett's paying a minimum 10 grand for total junk. Bennett's deals are unbeatable during our Black Friday sales event, and there's never any hassles or sales pressure because our non-commissioned sales staff is paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. The best Black Friday sales going on now at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my locker room, a youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. And before we get to the fantasy football guru Brian Hartley, we were at Charlie's Bar yesterday watching the Ohio State game, eating the wings, and hung out with Jimmy Thomas. So now it's time for my fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant, Summers Point, serving lunch, dinner, and spirits. Watch all the big games while enjoying their famous wings. Check out the full menu at charliesbar.com. Call for takeout at 609-927-FOOD. That's 609-927-3663. Meet your friends at Charlie's Bar at the shore since 44, celebrating their 80th anniversary. That's Charlie's Bar. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome in my fantasy football guru and yours, Brian Hartley. Good morning, Guru.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
And we had the wings last night. We were down there with Jimmy Thomas yesterday, hanging out with Mark Rimes. It was a good time.
There's been a lot of celebrating down there. I know some of the coaches stopped over Friday night after the big Mainland game, which was just, I mean, what a ballsy calls by Chuck Smith on that 2-point conversion on Friday night for Mainland. It's always exciting this time of year. High school football, college football, NFL.
Yeah, man.
Gotta love it.
Hey, Jimmy said that the team, I think he closed his kitchen, like it was like 1:30 or whatever, 1 o'clock, because they didn't get back until late. He said the kitchen was closed. The kids all wanted more food.
Yeah, well, they had that 2-hour-long bus ride. Yeah. You know, they go to overtime there, and then they had the long bus ride home. And, hey, man, listen, that's what they do, though. They take care of the community. They probably threw some wings and tenders down there and fed everybody, I'm sure.
Yeah, so it was good time seeing Jimmy down there, Jimmy Thomas. All right, Guru, fantasy football. We're in week 12 already. Can you believe it?
I cannot. You know, it's definitely, we talked about it the last couple of weeks. It's flying by. We're well past. We're looking at, like, there's only in some leagues, 3-4 more weeks before your playoffs start, which is kind of crazy. And I got a little work to do in my leagues. I gotta try to win this week. I kind of made the wrong call at quarterback last week, went with Stroud instead of Stafford, and it cost me big time.
Yeah, I went with Stroud, C.J. Stroud too, instead of Burrow, which was not too smart. Hendricks, we have a guy that's undefeated in our league. You believe he's 11-0, man?
That's pretty unheard of at this point. I mean, teams with injuries and everything else. I mean, this guy must have not had any injuries, and he must be getting lucky playing with guys with bye weeks and injuries every week that he's squeaking by. Because
and I get the privilege of playing him this week.
You're playing him this week?
Yeah,
that's
great.
Listen, hey, Guru, listen to his lineup. He's got Lamar Jackson. He's got Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Marvin Harrison Jr. He's got the guy Downs. He's got Josh Downs from Indianapolis Colts. I mean, you guys got a pretty solid lineup, man.
It's the first three guys. That's who's carrying him right there. Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley.
Well, and he's got Kittle. He's got Kittle, the tight end.
Yeah, it's those first three guys. They are dominating this year, and they really haven't had a bad fantasy week yet. I mean, Mixon was banged up a little bit, but obviously we all know we watch Barkley every week. He's been phenomenal, and Lamar's been Lamar. So that's three nice guys to start your lineup with right there.
DJ Moore from the Bears.
I think I hand him his first loss this week.
You better get it.
I have a pretty good. I mean, we're projected to go 50-50 right now. I'm projected to score 157.5. He's projected 158. So
I was gonna say I'm not in this league that you guys are in, but in my one league, I'm 10-1. I'm somehow squeaking by.
Yeah. Who's in your lineup?
My lineup, I got Hurts at quarterback. I got Brian Robinson Jr., who's been great. DeAndre Swift, Zay Flowers, Tyreek Hill, George Pickens, Chuba Hubbard, Dalton Kincaid, who's hurt now. I had Pacheco, who's been out all year. My team, it's weird. On paper, I don't think it sounds that great, but I mean, it's just finding a way to win every week.
Billy, you're 7-4.
I'm 7-4. Won my last three.
Pretty
Guru.
good. You're
Three
better
in a
than
row,
me.
Guru. You think I didn't know what I was doing?
Well, you still don't know what you're doing. But you're 7-4.
I'll tell you what, though, you are right. We talk about this most every week. Like, the injuries pile up.
Oh,
What you get in the beginning of the season.
That's where I've been lucky.
You don't have anybody that's hurt, right? Do you have anybody on the
No, not really. I mean, Brian Robinson has missed a game or two. Dalton Kincaid now is out. Isaiah Pacheco's been out all year, so I've really never had him.
So,
but
Guru,
besides that.
Right, Guru? I mean, the team that you draft is not the team that you finish with.
I don't even know that the team that I had in week 3 is the team that I have now. I mean, that's how bad it's been for me. I mean, every week it's just, I'm telling you, I pick a guy up or somebody and they go down on the first or second drive of the game. I said it a couple weeks ago. I get Puka Nacua back, and what's he do? He throws a punch in the first quarter and gets ejected. It's like, you name it, it is happening to me. It's been the worst year for that I've ever had, and I don't know what to do. All I do is keep plugging in a lineup every week and hope for the best.
Yeah, but you know what, Guru? I know how it's why you're my fantasy football guru, because at the end of the year, the cream rises to the top, and you'll be in it somehow.
We'll see. If not, I'll be burning in the bottom of the oven.
All right, Guru. Now it's time for your picks for Week 12 in the NFL.
All right, at quarterback this week, I like my man Bo Nix, who has just been a darling for fantasy quarterback guys this week. He is going to be a stud, I think, going against Las Vegas. I like Baker Mayfield getting his weapon of Mike Evans back this week against the New York Giants, who, wow, what a week for the New York Giants. And Patrick Mahomes, I like against Carolina. At running back, I like Tyrone Tracy Jr. He's been solid lately, not getting the yards, but he's finding the end zone, and he's certainly getting a lot of those check down passes going against Tampa Bay. And Ramondre Stevenson against Miami. And like you said, I like Brian Robinson coming back this week. Eckler has filled in admirably, but I like Brian Robinson this week against just another team in the NFC East in a complete downward spiral, the Dallas Cowgirls. At wide receiver, Ladd McConkey going against Baltimore, Marvin Harrison Jr. against Seattle, and DeAndre Hopkins, who has now appears to be either him or worthy to be the number one target there for Patrick Mahomes against Carolina. If you're looking for a defense this week, again, you got to take anybody that's playing against the Dallas Cowboys because they are just absolutely inept at all levels. So you got to take Washington defense. I like them to hold them to some low point totals and also get in the end zone this week. So Washington D against Dallas. Those are my picks for Week 12.
All right, let's talk about I know you're a Denver Broncos fan. Bo Nix, he's been a big surprise, hasn't he?
He has been a stud. I mean, I picked him up last week, and in my one league, he was huge for me. and I'm rolling with him again this week. So
I never thought that he was going to materialize into a good pro quarterback, but I was completely wrong about that.
Well, I got to be honest with you, I had my questions as well, but I certainly didn't think this year that he would do as well as he did. I thought it would be, more of a maturation process, that he would grow into the role eventually. A lot of these guys on this team have been around for a few years, and they've had some other quarterbacks in there. Javonte Williams been injured, but been in and out. Sutton had been there. Jerry Jeudy had been there until they traded him. And nobody had really been able to produce with a team that I thought had some offensive weapons. And then you turn around to the defense. The defense has been solid for the last 4 or 5 years. The offense is what the weakness was. They haven't been able to do anything. Now, all of a sudden, the defense is playing great again. Offense is able to score points. They're not turning the ball over. And Bo Nix is throwing the ball all over the place, and he looks like a stud.
I have a little dilemma for me. I got, Tucker Kraft, the tight end from
Green Bay?
Or Goddard?
I'd go Goddard.
You go Goddard?
I think no Devontae Smith.
Today, exactly. No Devontae Smith. I think Goddard sees a lot of targets, and I think that's a good play for today.
All right, there you go. Brian, now let's talk about your Philadelphia Eagles, because we like to get your take on the Eagles and the L.A. Rams out in L.A. Sunday Night Football. What say you?
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup. I mean, the Rams have been playing well. They've got all their offensive guys back. So, you have Nakua, you have Cooper Kupp, you have Kyron Williams. Defense not playing so hot. It is an away game. I do like the Eagles. I do think it's a little closer. I think the Rams get a couple points at the end that makes the end of the score game there look a little better than it really was. But I like the Eagles 27-24 over the Rams.
27-24. Scott Grayson said 27-17, so you guys are in the ballpark.
I think we see a little late touchdown, like I said. Makes it look like it was a little more of a game than it really was.
Hey, Brian, one quick question before we let you go. Shaner and EHT chimes in on the text board asking for some advice. Start two of these guys. Goddard, Andrews, Eckler. Says he's leaning more towards Goddard and Eckler with Smitty out, but needs some advice.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely like Goddard, and then the question really becomes, do you like Eckler, who's kind of been the goal line guy lately too? So Andrews, he's been up or down. He's been hit or miss, but I'd have to say Eckler and Goddard.
Okay.
All right, there you go. That answers that question.
There we go.
All
Thank
right,
you very much, Brian.
Fantasy football guru Brian Hartley, as always, we appreciate you. And let's go Birds, and we'll talk to you next Sunday. By the way, happy Thanksgiving to you and your big family.
Thank you, guys. Don't forget, listen, if you're heading down to Charlie's, they got a couple events coming up. The December 14th, the Ugly Sweater Party, and December 15th, Breakfast with Santa always sells out, so make sure you call that 609-927-FOOD. Make your reservation today. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Looking forward to some great games today and on Thursday, as always.
All right, see you later. There he is.
Thanks,
My fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, is brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant at Summers Point, serving lunch, dinner, spirits. Watch all the big games while enjoying their famous wings. Check out the full menu at charliesbar.com or give them a call for takeout at 609-927-FOOD, 609-927-3663. Meet your friends at Charlie's Bar at the Shore since 44, celebrating their 80th anniversary. That's Charlie's Bar. Of course, the guru is on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. That's the Circle Liquor Store. Now, go down there and say hello to Jason, Will, Bill, and Chet. I want to tell you, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap up the show. I can't believe it's almost over. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 season on Sunday Night Football in LA against the Rams.
Hurst under center to Barkley. Barkley across the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Good boy!
Pre-game coverage starts at 7 p.m. with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 8:20. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles, 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Ooh, we got a question. Brian W. asks, it's the holiday season and I'm looking for deals. Is Xfinity having a Black Friday sale?
Well, Brian, our best deals of the year are here. Get iPhone 16 Pro on us. Just ask us how. Plus, you can also get fast, reliable Xfinity internet with a line of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited for a great low price.
So don't wait. Bring home a new iPhone 16 Pro built for Apple Intelligence.
And connect to reliable 5G and Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig on Xfinity Mobile.
That's a big deal.
More like a gig deal.
Now through December 3rd, ask how to get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us with an unlimited Plus line. Plus, get 300 megabit Xfinity internet and an unlimited mobile line together for only $35 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Go to Xfinity.com/Black Friday sale to learn more. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing or auto-pay with your bank account, equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity internet. Gig speeds available via hotspots to Xfinity Mobile customers only. Reduced speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Actual internet speeds and data thresholds may vary.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my Locker Room Youth Movement, Danny Ryan, intern Andrew Leeds. How about that? One revelation that we could possibly have 3 rookies of the year.
Got 3 great jersey possibilities. If you're looking for a jersey, a new player to buy, you have McCain, Mitchkoff, and Quignon, even DeJean. It's a beautiful thing.
Right, it's a beautiful thing
to have young talent.
Yeah, I mean, we had the last rookie of the year. Who was it? I guess was it Ben? I guess Ben Simmons over.
Last rookie of the year,
How about him missing a layup the other day?
Oh, yeah, he's so cooked. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
What do you expect from Ben
all
Simmons?
that money?
Yeah, Bohm was in the running for rookie of the year, but he didn't win it.
Reese Hoskins was in the running, but also
had to have been Ben.
Could you imagine having 3? And possible 4 if Painter
one season
lives up to his expectations.
I think they'll be lucky to get 1, but that would be a great thing to see if we got 3 or 4 rookies of the year.
If he continues to do what he's doing, he's going to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I think he'll win. I think
he's
he's definitely winning it. I mean, it's only 8 great games, but at the same time, he's been consistent. He's not slowing down. The defenses aren't figuring him out. I think he's a stud already.
All right, real quick, give me your prediction for tonight's game.
All right, tonight's game.
Or Danny, I called you
Nicky Ryan.
Nicky Ryan.
I don't know how to feel about this one. It kind of has a trap game feel to it because you're worried about the Ravens next week. It's a big game against the Ravens, but you need to win this. This is going to be huge for common opponents if you do want to chase the Lions down for that 1 seed. Lions already beat the Rams, so you have to beat the Rams if you want to have that tiebreaker come down later in the season. I'm going to go. It's either going to be like a 3-score win for the Birds or a 1-score, so I'm going to go right in the middle. I'm going to go Birds 31, Rams 21.
31-21. All right, I like it. Intern Andrew Leeds.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you and Grayson, where I do think the Eagles, the offense might get off to a slow start, but again, they're averaging 17 points in the second half.
Right.
I think they're going to be able to put up their points even without Devontae. The defense, they're going to have their hands full with the talent that the Rams have on offense, but I do think this, again, needs to be a win, and I do think it will be a win. I'm going to take the Eagles to win. I think the Rams are going to put up a good fight. I think it's going to be 27-20.
27-20. All right.
I don't see the Bears scoring more than 30 points without Devontae, but I think they can still put up.
You know me, when I see everybody going one way, it puts up a red flag for me. But not in this not in this case.
It's
not so fast.
I think they've earned your trust as of late.
They have.
The thing that's different this year is this offense is good. We knew this offense was going to be good, but with how great the defense is, it's a game changer.
Right.
Because now you can put more trust into them that they're not going to have to win in a shootout. They can lock down the other team's offense, and then our offense takes care of business.
I say the Eagles win this game 26 to, I'm going to even go right on the number. What are the Eagles defense giving up? I like the stats. I like the stats, right?
You're a stat guy.
Hold on, I got it right here, Dan. You don't have to look it up. I think the Eagles defense has been giving up about 17 points. So I say they give up 17 points today.
17 points.
26 to 17. How about that?
All right, I like that.
That's a different score. I like it.
All right.
Keeps it close enough for us to have something to talk about, possibly some bad things that happen in the game. All I need to happen tonight, though, is I need Jalen Hurts to hit the right reads. I need him to hit Goddard when Goddard's wide open. If Dotson's wide open, don't be afraid to trust him. And I need to see a bounce-back game from Jake Elliott. Those are the two guys I'm looking at tonight. And obviously, it'd be awesome if Quinyon could solidify the defensive rookie of the year. That would be great, but really just Jalen Hurts and can Jake Elliott figure it out and get off the schneid for a little bit.
What say you there, Leedsy?
Of what I want to see tonight?
What do you want to see out of who do you expect big things from? What do you want to see?
I want to see Jahan Dotson get more involved.
Okay.
I mean, no Devontae Smith. Somebody's going to have to step up. It would be great to see Goddard get a little more involved. I feel like he's had his moments, but Jahan Dotson on the offensive side, because I know Saquon's going to have a decent game.
Yeah.
Also,
that's what I think. Saquon's going to have his Saquon. He's been averaging 113 yards rushing a game. You know that.
Yeah. Saquon's going to do what Saquon does.
So let's see Jahan Dotson.
I would love that. I mean, listen, if they can get him involved.
Guess what? It all hinges around Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts has an A game like what he's capable of doing, there's no way the Rams beat us.
He just needs to make the right reads, like I said, and not try to do too much, and that starts with A.J. Brown. So if you're looking to make money tonight, to all the listeners out there, and you as well, Billy, because you need to make up some money that you lost from last night,
I'm not going to jinx anybody.
Hammer every single A.J. Brown over. I'm talking over on yards, even if it's 100+, touchdown. I would go at least 5 or 6 receptions. It's going to be a huge A.J. Brown game. Trust me on this.
Rushing yards per game, NFL running backs in 2024. Saquon Barkley, 113.7. Derrick Henry, 110. And then Jacobs, Hubbard, and Gibbs. So
pretty good company.
That's
and he's at the top of the list.
They're number 1 in rushing in the league, so pound that rock.
They're last in passing as well, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
That's a concern.
It is. Well, like I said, that's why I say Jalen Hurts needs to play his A game. He needs to bring it out.
Well, they're clearly scheming him out of the offense, so he doesn't have to do too much. And
I don't want him to run. Look, I've always been an advocate for him to not have design runs for him.
Yeah, if you need to scramble last minute to make something happen, so be it. You've got the wheels to do so, but I don't want to see as many design runs either. We've been on the same page about that. Because it brings risk of injury for Jalen Hurts. And without him, you've Kenny Pickett and Tanner McKee. You're not going anywhere unless you want to go and sign Daniel Jones after he got cut from the Giants.
I've heard a lot of people say that bringing him in as a backup might be.
What if the Cowboys pick him up?
I would love the Cowboys too, because then they'd play the Giants on Thanksgiving.
That would be hysterical.
Tommy Cutlets versus Danny Dimes.
That would be, and honestly, I could see the Cowboys. I mean, they still have CeeDee Lamb. He might be able to beat the Giants.
Listen, he's probably better than Cooper Rush. If I,
yeah,
I
would think so.
I can't believe that. Do you think the Giants? Do you think he asked out? I mean,
he did. He did. It was confirmed.
So the owner released a statement from the franchise saying that Daniel came to me, today, asked him to be released, and they ate like $20 million in dead cap just for this season alone. Yeah, it's a bad contract. They're gonna have to eat all of it and just move on.
Yeah.
Who do you think they draft? Shedeur, primetime son?
I've heard a lot of rumors about the Cowboys doing bringing in Deion.
Because they're saying bringing Deion.
Deion and Shedeur.
But Deion came out and said he's staying in Colorado. He loves it there.
I mean, he's always going to say that.
Oh, Deion's staying in Colorado. I thought you meant Shedeur for a second. No. If I'm the Giants, I want no part of that circus. I want no part of that charade or that parade. I want Cam Ward out of Miami. Yeah. Cam Ward has looked terrific. I think that's their pick if you're looking for a franchise guy.
All right, fellas. How about that? That was a quick 2 hours.
Yeah.
It always is, man.
Yeah, man. I want to thank Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. Of course, you can always check out Grayson's Grains with Mike Gill on the Sports Bash every Monday. And, of course, at 973ESPN.com. Grayson's Grains. I want to thank the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. Of course, Danny Ryan. Excellent job today.
Thank you, my friend.
And
You as well.
Intern Andrew Leeds. A-plus work.
Have fun at the Sixers game.
Yeah, I'm going to the Sixers game tonight with the Doopy-Doo, Eliza Grace.
Yeah, and have a happy Thanksgiving this week
happy
as well,
Thanksgiving,
man.
guys. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Check out all the replay of the game, post-game remarks, everything with the Sports Bash with Mike Gill. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Let's go Sixers. Let's go Birds. I'll see you next week.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. with Unspoiled